Sorry, I look a mess, I know. I should be in bed. It's 1:24 a.m. where I'm at. I want to talk about something important, like something I think people should be aware of. Trigger warning, I am going to be talking about my mental health. If you don't know me, I have bipolar disorder, BPD, anxiety, depression, fun stuff, and I have chronic health conditions, Lyme disease, really bad joints from the Lyme disease because it was never treated in time, and other stuff. I got a lot of chronic health conditions. Sometimes I need a cane, sometimes I need a wheelchair, just depends on the day. Anyway, we're going to talk about mental health, and I apologize. I am tired and I should be going to bed, but sometimes I just don't really want to sleep. Okay, so here's what happened. I'm going to try to make this as quick as I can, but this is probably going to be in multiple videos, so bear with me. About a year ago, just a little over a year ago, I was finally put on a medication called Geodon, or Cyprazidone. I don't know how you're going to know it as. And that medication worked good for me. I mean, I wasn't 100% perfect, but I was like 99% perfect for me. I was able to clean the house, do things, get up. I showered every day. I took care of my children. I was able to function normally as a normal human. I assume what a normal human would function. So I was happy with that. So the doctor who prescribed it to me, I liked. I miss him. He was from Africa. He was cool. He ended up switching to a different practice that wasn't covered by my insurance, so they had to give me a different doctor. So I started seeing a doctor right here in my town, and I didn't really like her attitude from the beginning, but, she was my doctor, and I assumed she knew what she was doing, and I trusted her. She asked me, the usual questions at our first meeting, like, how you doing, like, how's your medication working, yada, yada, yada. And I told her, not great, but perfect. She took that as, let's change your medicine. So she said, okay, well, if you're not perfect, why don't we make you perfect? And I trusted her, being my doctor. So she took me off the Geodon. And I don't remember the name of the medication she put me on. It's somewhere here. I can find it if you need it. I still got the bottle somewhere. Anyway, now this next part's going to sound a little weird. My body in medicine is not the norm. When I start taking medicine, it doesn't take, weeks to kick in like it does a normal person. Mine will kick in almost immediately, like the same day or within a few days of taking it. So, I don't know. My body never worked normal. Like plain water, I cannot drink that ever because it literally makes me vomit. So, my body just has never wanted to do what it's supposed to do. It's weird. Okay. Anyway, I started taking the new medicine and almost immediately, it only took a couple days for me to feel like my head didn't feel right. It was like fuzzy. I started hallucinating, and before I had only ever had auditory hallucinations, where once in a while when I was home alone, I'd hear one of my kids call my name and I knew they weren't here. Now I was seeing visual hallucinations. That was a whole new ballgame. Scared me half to death. I literally saw my boys, my sons, on fire by lava in their beds. But I was able to tell myself, by reasonable deduction, hallucination, not real. And a lot of other hallucinations. I'm not going to go into detail on all of them. They're crazy. But I got really good at being able to talk myself out of one. Like knowing, like, hey, this isn't real. Here's why this isn't real. I got real good at that. I also found out the medication that they put me on, the pharmacist warned me that it was a black box label one, which means it has side effects that are dangerous. And one of the side effects that was dangerous was the rash, and I got the rash. And so I called her the same day that I saw the rash and noticed it, and I said, hey, the pharmacist said it causes a rash. I got the rash, I got the hallucinations, and I don't feel well, my head's lightheaded, I started rapid cycling. With my bipolar, I rapid cycle from depression to anger, and it happens daily, not, I change daily, constantly, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's crazy. Yeah, I hate it. It's a roller coaster. And I told her all this. And she said, nah, it's all in your head. The medicine doesn't do that. But I'm like, the pharmacist literally told me that it does that. But she said the pharmacist was wrong and it was in my head and just relax and take the medicine. So I told her I want to stop the medicine and I want a new doctor. And she told me I can't get a new doctor because of my insurance unless she signs off on it. And she told me she's not going to sign off on it. So I told her, well, good luck. I'm never coming back here again. So we hung up. I tapered myself off of the medicine. Don't worry, I do know how to do it safely. I have been on so many medications that tapering off of them has become almost like just a skill I've acquired over time. But anyway, I tapered off of it, and after a few days, she came around and she called back, and when she realized I was serious about not coming back, said she'd signed off on a new doctor. So I started to see a new doctor. He was farther out, but anybody was better than who I was seeing. So I went to him, told him what was happening, and he said, okay, let's do lithium. Lithium. I've looked up lithium. I've heard stories about lithium. I've studied lithium because with my bipolar being so severe, I had a sneaky feeling I was going to end up on lithium. But I promised myself lithium was always going to be a last resort. And I should have listened to myself when my warning bells started going off in my brain. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Now, I'm not saying what happened to me with lithium is going to happen to everybody. I'm just sharing what happened to me so other people can be aware that it is a possibility. Here's what lithium did for me. Okay, first of all, hallucinations got 10 times worse. Never got better. I was seeing things that you would never believe in your wildest dreams. What else? I couldn't sleep. Like, I was up I would sleep in until like 11, 12 o'clock. And then I was up all the way until 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And then I would sleep from like 6 or 7 in the morning until 11 or 12. That was my routine. Terrible. No sleeping pills would ever put me to sleep. The one he did try, the quietapin, something like that, literally made me pass out on our bathroom floor. After my head felt heavy and weird, my chest felt tight and stuff, went to the bathroom, collapsed on the floor. My husband had to carry me to bed. So that didn't work for me at all. And I just couldn't sleep. I was just constantly awake and couldn't sleep no matter what they put me on. I had restless leg syndrome previously. Didn't know lithium could make it worse, but found out it did. And it got so bad that was also inhibiting my sleep. So we had to increase my gabapentin. I'm taking so much of that now, like, it's ridiculously crazy, and even that's not putting me to sleep. Figure that one out, right? I also got something that, I'm gonna say this wrong, so forgive me, something called dysphagia, something like that. It's an eating disorder. It's a fun one. My food, all of a sudden, I couldn't eat a lot of food. Like, I had to stop eating food. I got a metallic-y taste for a lot of stuff, and, like, it just tasted bad. And I couldn't eat a lot of things. So now I had to, like, pick and choose what I could eat and drink because it was just, the taste was off. And now I have a special diet. And there's a chance that's not going to go away once the lithium's gone. And it got so bad that I lost a lot of weight. I now weigh 112 pounds. That's it. That's crazy. I lost a lot of weight because of that eating disorder. Oh my goodness, what else? There's a lot here. I also found out lithium causes digestive issues, and I got those as well. Suddenly my stomach was always hurting, and I was always like gurgling and bubbling and stuff. I always had to run to the bathroom constantly. I was constantly in the bathroom. It was crazy. It didn't make any sense to me, and my stomach just never felt good. And I know part of it was probably not the eating, but I just never felt good. Hang tight for part 2.